Welcome to another episode of A World Made of Cardboard Assembles. This video, I'm going to assemble the Treadbear. Yes, I named it the Treadbear because I couldn't think of anything else. It is a little one-person tank or treaded vehicle that has a couple little guns on it, or blasters, and it's very simple, made out of one sheet of paper, one sheet of cardstock, so that you can build these things pretty quick, pretty easily. That's one of the things I tried to do with this particular series, is make simple one sheet vehicles that anyone can build. Just take a little time and patience. First, you need to print out the pattern onto a sheet of cardstock. This is 110-pound cardstock. All the parts that are needed to make this one vehicle are on this one sheet. Now, I've already cut out one and am ready to put it together. Now, this one's a little more complicated than the Sparrowhawk as far as how it goes together, mainly because it folds a little different from other things. Now, as I showed in the Sparrowhawk video, I'm bending it along the lines that I have embossed. I use a dry Bic pen and a straight edge just along there, just right before you start folding, right after you cut, just emboss it with a little line right over the part where it's supposed to bend. The instructions show where that's supposed to be, where you're supposed to put those embossed lines, and you're able to bend it. Now, this is where the vehicle is a little more complicated. You got 3 tabs in the bottom here that you have to push through 3 slots. It can be a little complicated. But they do go in. There we go. Now you can look right through the vehicle. So I put in tabs A1, A2, and A3. Then fold these flaps in and fold that up. Then the top, the part where the little headlights are, you get ready to fold that over as well. Okay, I had to stop the video there because I noticed I had forgotten to cut out these little parts here. Now, one thing I don't show in my videos is the cutting out of the patterns, and there's a reason why. I don't want somebody to think that they have to use my particular tools to be able to cut it out. You can use whatever type of cutting tools you are most comfortable with in cutting out the sheets of paper. That's the reason. I don't want someone to think, oh, I need to go get a special type of knife to be able to do this. No, you just use what you can. Use what you've got. Alright, now, use what you're most familiar with, I should say. Okay, now, here's the most complicated part. This folds over into here. Now, you have to keep those kind of straight. Now, I use a pair of tweezers to make these go in, and this is the only special tool I've got. Goes in and it stays in. And do the same thing with this, with the back. Probably thinking, why did he make it where the bottom had the crease for it, had the join segment? Why not make it at the top? I did that because I wanted the top to look pretty well straightforward. No strange side differences between the two sides. Same thing here. Put the piece in, put that part in. There you go. Now I've got these, you can kind of flatten out the tabs in there. Fold the seat in and the cockpit parts in. You can kind of stick that chair down on top of something, one of the tabs in there, but it's not essential. Next, putting in the cannons. They go in pretty much the same way. Yeah, like I said, I try to limit the number of special tools. I don't want you to have to go buy some special thing. So if you use a particular type of tool to cut with, by all means use it. If you're more comfortable using a pair of scissors, go ahead. I actually cut these out with a pair of scissors. I have a small pair of scissors that I use and it works just well. I try not to use any type of special tool, mainly because it kind of reminds me of an old cooking show that my mother used to watch, where the lady would talk about going to a special little, to get her cheese, she'd go to a special little town in Rome, just a little village outside of Rome that would sell this perfect cheese for her little dish. I'm like, well, we're not going to make that dish. But there it is. Every tool I use you could probably get from someplace simple. Amazon, Walmart, wherever. There he is. He's got another tank. So that's all there is to making this little vehicle. It's very simple. It actually took longer to cut it out than it did to actually fold the thing to put it together. So that's all there for this video. Got one more vehicle, and this one's a little more, that other vehicle coming is a little more complicated, but it does make a nice little thing. So here's your treadbear vehicle, and thank you for watching, and happy building.